What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another workout breakdown. Excited about this one because we're talking about a brand new phase, calling this workout phase double play. This is day one, week one. Look at what we got. The main lift involves squats. So what we want to do before the workout starts, we want to take care of ankles and hips right there. Injury protection plan. We got 4 exercises. Gonna run through this bad boy 1 to 2 times. All right, here's what we got. Reverse ankle sit. Using a sand dune here, sitting on it 2 ways. First up, knees on, toes flat, plantar flexion. Okay, always in that dorsiflexion state. So this is a great way to kind of switch it up. Then I'm going feet on the sand dune. And all I'm doing is just sitting back, leaning into that stretch, getting that good plantar flexion stretch. Good look there at the ankles. 2-way ankle sit using the sand dune. Next up, continuing with the ankles, band distraction, ankle mobility, got foot elevated here. Now, with the foot elevated, I'm getting more bang for my buck. I'm able to kind of get in that Spider-Man stretch. I'm sinking that front hip while that back leg is extended. So I'm really getting some good hip opening and hip flexor lengthening with band distraction. One exercise, multiple things going on here. Great way to kind of mobilize the ankle, open up the hips. Next up, I'm doing slack block, reach and touch. Got one of these slack blocks from Arceus. All right, it's got a little foam pad there, really challenges ankle stability. I got a light medicine ball, just going, reaching above my head and touching my shoelaces like an RDL. So everything's kind of working here, core, glute stability, foot, ankle, everything's kind of firing. Great exercise. You talk about balance, you talk about stability, you talk about coordination. Man, great exercise, especially to do in the prep because it fires us up from a central nervous system, right? My mind's got to work, my balance has got to be on point. Great exercise to hit. Then I'm on to some more hip work. Foot elevated HBK squat. You're gonna elevate that foot on a bench or a plyo box, hold on to that medicine ball, and I'm sinking into that lateral squat. Man, I got a nice deep stretch in that groin, that adductor, holding on to that med ball. That's gonna get me a little bit of strength in that bottom end range position. Slight pause at the bottom. 1, 2, come up. Man, great exercise for the hips. 4 exercises working on the ankles and hips. Before we get into the workout, we're ready to rock and roll. Kicking things off with single leg, long lever, glute bridge hold. All we need here is a platform to elevate our heel on, and then I'm driving that heel down to raise my hips up, and I'm holding that position. I got a nice 20 to 30 pound weight right on my hips. That's gonna add some difficulty to it. By extending that leg outward, I'm working more hamstring as opposed to the glute. 15 to 20 seconds, hold each leg. Next exercise, getting a little interrupted here by Clubber. He's just checking things out. He's like, what's up, man? You working out? All right, cool. When you want to play with me? All right, yeah, hold up. Let me get through this. All right, check this exercise out. I don't even know the name of it, but it's some version of a dead bug. I got my foot planted against that med ball up a wall or a fridge, in my case, behind me. And then that working leg is just getting extension all the way down and coming back up. So think of this like, dead bug. I'm driving my low back into the sand dune, but that foot is got to press against that med ball. Man, I'm telling you, this fired up my abs more than any exercise I've done recently. I got to figure out a name for these bad boys because these lit me up. I love them. I'll get back to you with a name. Next up, I got double strength, single leg TKEs. All right, so we've all done TKEs with the band. You got to do a lot of reps. You don't really feel it that much. By doubling up this band, all right, extra strength, man, 10, 12 reps, all you need. That quad really fires. If you haven't tried these yet, give them a shot. All you have to do is just double loop the bands and you're ready to go. That quad really fires here, and that's gonna be important for our squats. Then we got our prime, our explosive movement, which is pause power cleans. All right, this phase is all about isometric. And throwing isometrics in our explosive movements is a great way to prime our nervous system and fire our muscles. Because by pausing at that bottom right here, I have to force my muscles to do the explosiveness and not the momentum. Power cleans, they're a technical lift, but a lot of times we can use momentum to our favor and drive our hips and almost bounce the bar off our hips to complete the rep. But by adding this pause right around shin level, I'm not allowing for momentum. I can't technique or trick my way out of this lift. I gotta force my muscles and recruit more motor units to make that explosive movement. All right, here's a good look at it. Here we go. Rise up, pause, then fire those hips. Man, get those hips through. Big pull at the top. Good look at it here, chest proud. Pause, power cleans. I'm fired up. My motor units are recruited. My CNS is fired. I'm ready to rock and roll. You know, it's the first day of the week, Monday. We got squats, so it's a really good time for us to test on our force plate jump. And testing just allows us to know where we're at. We're not gonna hit PRs every single week, but we're gonna get a pretty good idea of where we're at and what the program's been doing for us. Now we're on to our main event. This is called the double up method. Got this from the main man, Tim Karen. This is where we're doubling up movement patterns. Multiple exercises, same muscle group. In today's case, we got Zercher squat, followed up with sissy squats. Then we got one arm pull downs, followed up with weighted pull-ups. All right, a lot of muscle building gonna take place right now. Here we go. We got easy bar, Zercher, heels elevated. I'm pausing for 6 seconds. I got 6 reps. Yeah, week 1, we're accumulating volume. That's what we're doing. We got that nice big chest. We're engaged in our core and we're making sure the hamstrings touch the calves and we're pausing 6 seconds before we drive out of the hole. Here's a good look at it. Hamstrings touching the calves. We're owning that position. Where we're weakest at in our squat is right there at the bottom. So these extended pauses allow for us an opportunity to get better at that weakest position. Extended pauses with a little bit lighter weights allow us to do that. I'm pairing this exercise with 3-position, 1-arm lat pull down. 3-position iso hold. Great way for us to get strength and isometric reinforcement throughout the entire range of motion of the exercise. It also allows us to get that mind-muscle connection by holding that rep in 3 different positions. I'm holding it at the bottom, then I'm going about halfway up, hold, almost 3/4 all the way extended, hold, right? Here we go, full range, hold, halfway, hold, 3/4, hold. Man, you talk about time under tension, this extends that for us. And what does that do? That just builds muscle, man. Are you kidding me? 3-position iso holds? This is elite strength protocols, man. This is what we're talking about here in the 8th Street Gym. 3-position, 1 arm, isolated movement, targeting that lat. We're building more time under tension throughout the entire range of motion of the exercise. We're getting control through the bottom end, we're getting control through the middle portion, and we're getting control near the top. Now we're on to strength block 2. We got heels elevated, assisted sissy squat, 3-position hold. Same as the 1-arm lat pull down. I'm holding for about 2 to 3 seconds, right at about 1/4 of the way at the top. 1, 2, then I'm going up halfway down, 1, 2, then as far as I can go, full range, 1, 2, drive up. Man, you talk about going from the compound Zercher squat to the isolated sissy squat. We are absolutely destroying those quads. Come on now. Pairing this exercise with our weighted pull-up. So in the beginning, we did an isolated lat movement. Now we're hitting it with that major compound movement, weighted chin up. We're strapped up, weights ready to go. We're pulling, we're holding for 6 seconds. We got 2 reps, week 1. That core is engaged. Those lats are fired up. Come on now, come on, hold extended isometric pauses at the hardest part of the exercise, the very top. That's what we're talking about. We flipped the script. The compound movement is now our lat with the pull up. Our isolated movement is the heels elevated, assisted sissy squats. This is muscle building at its finest. This is the double up method. We're hammering the same muscle groups, but we're changing the exercise. And by doing that, we got a better chance of fully developing those muscles. Why? Because we're changing the stance. We're changing our feet positioning. We're changing the exercise, the tempo, the protocol. And by doing that, we're leaving no stone unturned. We're targeting the muscles in every way possible. We're hitting them from all different angles. And we're not just hammering home the same movement pattern. Yeah, we could have done 6 or 7 sets of pause zercher or weighted chin-ups, but we flipped the script, we changed the exercise, and now we hit that muscle with different angles. And guess what? We kept it fun. We changed the stimulus. It didn't get repetitive. It didn't get monotonous. And we're not leaving ourselves susceptible to overuse injuries. Here we go. Last set, weighted chin-ups. We're adding more weight. We put the chain on. You know it's go time. We're holding for that 6 seconds. Come on now, squeeze, squeeze. You talk about full body exercise, weighted chin-ups. That core is going to be lit up. Those lats, the biceps, the arms. Man, everything working there. Way to get after it. Then we're finishing this workout with an iso hold challenge. We did a lot of quads, so let's hit those hamstrings, that posterior chain, weighted iso back extension. I got 30 pounds, everything straight from the heels to the steel, strong as steel, holding as long as possible. I got about 54 seconds this rep. Week 2, I beat it, all right? That's what it's all about. Week 1, we're setting the stage. We don't gotta set records in week 1. It's all about setting ourselves up for success. That's a great day. Day 1, new phase, double play. Come on now, 8th Street Gym. We got it going on. Join the club. Get after it. Come on.